The Situation Room with Wolf Blitzer, weekday afternoons at 5 Eastern on CNN.
The Iranian president, get this, Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, will be in New York in September to attend the United Nations General Assembly. He usually comes for that. But it's now raising some speculation about a possible meeting with President Obama. In fact, Ahmadinejad says he wants to meet one-on-one with President Obama when he's in New York. It was candidate Obama who himself opened the door to such a meeting with Ahmadinejad during a CNN YouTube debate back in 2007. Listen to this.
Would you be willing to meet separately, without precondition, during the first year of your administration in Washington or anywhere else, with the leaders of Iran, Syria, Venezuela, Cuba, and North Korea, in order to bridge the gap that divides our countries?
I would. And the reason is this, that the notion that somehow not talking to countries is punishment to them, which has been the guiding diplomatic principle of this administration, is ridiculous. One of the first things that I would do in terms of moving a diplomatic effort in the region forward is to send a signal that we need to talk to Iran and Syria because they're going to have responsibilities if Iraq collapses.
All right, let's bring in our senior political analyst, David Gergen, to talk about this. The president of Iran says, I'm ready to meet one-on-one in New York with President Obama. Does this put President Obama in an awkward position, given what he said at that CNN YouTube debate 3 years ago?
Not at all, Wolf. Look, 3 years ago, the president was hopeful that there might be progress by reaching out to Iran, having talks. Here we are, almost 3 years later. There's been no progress through the talks. We've had to slap on new sanctions. There's a real question of whether those are going to work. I don't think he needs to sit down with the President Ahmadinejad. The last thing we need right now are more theatrics and more talking with the Iranians. What we need is action. We need action on their part to convince us they're serious about not building a nuclear weapon. I do think, Wolf, he might talk to a couple of other folks, though. I think he needs to talk to Americans about what's coming so that they're prepared for some very tough choices.
When you say what's coming, what's coming where?
Well, it's pretty clear that we're on a path right now, unless something dramatic happens, for the Iranians either to acquire a nuclear weapon or to have the capacity to build a nuclear weapon rapidly. We don't know whether it's going to happen. It's not likely to happen in the next year and a half, 2 years. That's a good possibility. At that point, we're going to face extraordinarily difficult decisions about whether to live with it or to take it out and take out that capability militarily. And we're going to need the president will need not only American support, it's going to be very important for him to build support in Europe and elsewhere for maintaining his options. Those options are going to get foreclosed on him, and he's not going to have any leverage. So he needs to be doing some talking about Iran. It's a good thing to be talking about Iraq today. It's a very good thing to be talking about Afghanistan. But Iran is a critical piece of this. Bob Gates, defense secretary, says the toughest problem we faced since he entered government 40 years ago.